Hello everyone! In this video, we will be comparing the educational system of Singapore and the Philippines. Singapore is one of the Asia's success stories. The country has transformed itself from an underdeveloped country to modern industrial economy. During this revolution of the educational system of the country was also not left behind. Today, the school system of Singapore is considered the best worldwide. And this is not only restricted to high schools but also to the university levels, with the National University of Singapore being the highest ranking in Asia and outperforming those renowned institutions worldwide. It's no secret that this success can be attributed to the fact that from the start, Singaporean education has played a central role in the developing economy of the state. For starters, it has the highest achieving students in international rankings. We all know that Singapore's educational system is considered the best in the world. The country consistently ranks at the top of the EACD's Program for International Students Assessment, or the PISA. In 2018 round of the Program for International Students Assessment, Singapore students achieved mean scores of 549 in reading, 569 in mathematics, and 551 in science, which resulted to second in the ranking. Students in Singapore consistently scored higher than the OECD average in all rounds of PISA's assessments. Every child in Singapore has the opportunity to undergo at least 10 years of basic education. This comprises 6 years of compulsory primary education and 4 years of secondary education. The country's K-12 program covers 12 years of education. The compulsory kindergarten entry, 6 years in education, 4 years in junior high school, and 2 years in the senior high school. The country's aim in maximizing the years of stay in education is to provide sufficient time for mastery of concepts and skills, develop lifelong learners, and prepare graduates of the senior high school and the 4 exits, namely higher education, middle-level skills development, employment, and entrepreneurship. In Singapore, preschooling is interesting to know that the learners at their young age has the capacity to listen and to speak with understanding, which help the child's disposition and skill to communicate effectively in English and mother tongue language. This is very similar to the Philippine setting that kindergarten first learn the alphabet, numbers, shape, and colors through games and dances through their mother tongue. At the primary level of Singapore, students go through a 6-year course aimed at giving them a good grasp of the English language, mother tongue, and mathematics. Wherein the Philippines, the primary education medium of instruction in grades 1 to 3 is of course the use of mother tongue, except in Filipino and English, which are introduced in grades 4 to 6. At the end of primary years in Singaporean students, this is the highlights in their schooling because the students shall take the Primary School Learning Examination, or the PSLE. This examination is intended to assess the suitability of these learners as an entry ticket for secondary education and places them in an appropriate secondary level course that will match their learning pace, ability, and inclinations. Students will be placed either in special, express, and two levels of normal, either in academic or technical course, according to how they perform at the primary school learning examination. Let's proceed to secondary education. Well, in the Philippine setting, secondary education is prerequisite in sense in which the completion of elementary education. It has 4 years of junior high school and 2 years of senior high school. Junior high school is composed of grade 7 to 10 and senior high school from grade 11 to grade 12. In Singapore, secondary level of education focuses on broad-based education. The junior high school subjects in the Philippines are taught from the simplest concept to more complex concepts through a grade levels in a spiral progression. Senior high school is composed of 2 years of specialized upper secondary education with a choice of their career track that will define the content of the subject as a student will take in grades 11 and grade 12. In general, primarily focuses on coverage of the curriculum, the transmission of factual and procedural knowledge, and preparing students for end of semester and national high-stakes examinations. Compared to the Philippines, Singaporean does not adequately prepare students for real life as too much emphasis is placed on memorization of facts and details. As a result, essential skills like critical thinking, communication, and interpersonal skills are not taught. Those are some of the important features talking about the comparison of the educational system between Singapore and that of the Philippines. This is Sir Alvin. Thank you very much and God bless.